When's the last time you cared or were holding your breath to see who we kept on the practice squad? Man, been a minute, a real referendum on the complete turnaround overhaul of this roster for the better. Now, there are 16 guys we're able to keep on the practice squad with the condition that they clear waivers. So there's 11 guys I want to put on the practice squad. We're going to keep 5 spots open realistically because some of these guys are going to come here from other teams. And there's 3 guys I'd like to keep on the practice squad, but I don't think we're going to be able to get them back. Let's start with those 3. Number 1, Jabari Zuniga. Really, it's just draft pedigree here. Hasn't been able to stay healthy. Maybe somebody sees there's untapped potential in Jabari. I didn't think he was going to make the final 53. I did think maybe someone would go ahead and cough up a 6th or 7th round pick for him. I think somebody snags Zuniga. Ditto that on Jason Pinnock. 5th round pick, converted corner into safety, played decent last year. Learning a new position, definitely some potential untapped there. And you ask, well, who could use guys like that? The 2020 Jets, bad teams. There's bad teams where guys like Zuniga and Pinnock could come in and be the 4th edge rusher and 4th safety, respectively. Also, Will Parks, liked him, thought he was going to make the final 53. I don't think he's a practice squad guy. At near 29 years old, he's bounced around the league, always seemed to find his way on an NFL roster, and I think he ends up making it somewhere. Now, who are we going to keep? Number 1, Chris Trevler. Is he too good to keep? I don't know. Teams usually only carry 2 quarterbacks, right? If another team can't claim him and put them on their practice squad. They have to claim him and put him on their active roster. So does another team see Chris Trevler, who has no regular season experience, as a significant upgrade over their backup quarterback, that they're going to bring him in knowing that the season starts in less than 2 weeks? I would be surprised if that happens. I think we can get Trev back, and that'd be awesome. I'm also going to keep 2 wide receivers, Calvin Jackson Jr. and Irvin Charles. Calvin Jackson Jr. just has ball player written all over him. My favorite undrafted free agent for now, like Tony Adams too. And Jackson kind of gives you a little bit of what Braxton Berrios can give you. Okay, short, stocky, explosive, twitchy, yak ability, special teams. If Braxton Berrios has to miss some time, maybe you upgrade Calvin Jackson from the practice squad and he can fill in. Irvin Charles, the opposite, the biggest body in the wide receiver room. Half the time I see him catch a pass, I think he's Cager or Yeboah or one of the tight ends. 6'4", strong, big. I like him on the practice squad as well. Trevon Wesco, glad he got cut, but his versatility could be useful as an emergency player. He can play some H-back, he can play some tight end. He's a decent blocker on special teams. Grant Herman's offensive lineman is here just because, my goodness, do we need bodies at that position? Obviously, it's going to change, but as of right now, it's just Max Mitchell backing up the likes of George Fant and Dwayne Brown. So we're going to keep the young Hermans, the feisty Hermans, all the camp fights. We're going to hang on to him for now. Moving over to the defensive side of the football, the best players, I think, are going to be at our deepest position, right? That makes sense, the defensive line. I want to keep both Tanzel Smart and Jonathan Marshall. I thought we were really going to keep one of these guys. Leaves us a little thin at defensive interior, but now that they're playing Clemens more inside, maybe that makes sense. But Marshall, really good athlete, second-year player, and Tanzel Smart, he just looked better to me than the likes of Sheldon Rankins, Solly Thomas, from what we saw in the preseason. But obviously, they're watching a lot more in practice, so benefit of the doubt goes to Saleh and JD for now. Would have liked to see one of those guys on the 53. Let's keep both of them on the practice squad. And then Bradlee Anae, knew he wasn't going to make it, but man, I love the energy he plays with. I like the funk he brings off the edge. Hopefully we can bring him back as an emergency defensive end. Linebacker Hamza Nasruddin. Surprise cut maybe, not if you've been paying attention the past couple weeks. The writing has kind of been on the wall. He's just hasn't impressed at all. And your 5th round draft status only takes you so far. Good thing is his draft mate, Jamie Sherwood, looks the part for real. But love to have Hamza on the practice squad. Maybe he could develop into a Marcel Harris type player where he's, your 5th linebacker, your coverage linebacker, special teamer. His story is far from over. I think he's got a future in this league. It's just not going to be on the final 53 with the Jets to start this season. And cornerbacks, I want to keep 2 cornerbacks. Isaiah Dunn. Do you want to see him taking a bunch of snaps? No, but he's been around. And if we need an emergency corner, you bring him up. And he played a lot last year. He played a lot. So he's got some experience, knows the system. He's your 7th best cornerback. That's fine. Then Javelin Guidry, who maybe I'm being optimistic here. Maybe he gets snagged. But the ability to be the backup slot corner, incredibly fast, Olympic speed, physical, decent tackler. Really liked Javelin Guidry, hoping he would make the final 53. But I think we can keep those 11 on the practice squad. Let me know if there's anyone you disagree with or anybody I missed. Subscribe if you are new. And we'll talk Jets football soon.